What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. Today we're going to focus in on Nick Sorensen of the Quebec Rempart and one of the top Swedish players eligible for the 2013 NHL Entry Draft. He's actually born in Denmark, but he's Swedish, so kind of dual citizenship. Played 5 games for Sweden in the WJC this year, and so far has come up pointless with a gold medal game to go, but was one of the younger players on Team Sweden. I turned 18 on October 23rd, so one of the older players in the draft, one of the younger players on Team Sweden. And, I think when you look at guys like him and guys like Alex Wenberg, who are going to be, late first, early second round picks, to get the exposure of the World Juniors, even though he went up pointless, was still to be able to play against players that are older than he is a key thing, and, show his talent and his abilities. We'll talk about that in a second, how his intangibles. Last year, came over and played 8 games with the Quebec Remparts before a cheap shot put him out. Had 9 points in those 8 games, and this year he's come back very strong. He's got 25 points through 26 games, and to be able to come back off that psychologically and still be able to produce at a high level is definitely a testament to the kid's character and something that really helps, really paints him in a good light for me anyway. I like his game. Not the biggest kid in the world. Actually, okay size, 6 feet and 170 pounds, 6'1" actually. I can afford to fill out his frame a little more. I think that's one thing. These wiry kids are easier to knock off the puck, and by filling out your upper body, you're tougher to move, and the one-on-one battles can be won easier. He said one player he watches, not necessarily for the offensive game, but the way he protects the puck is Crosby. And if you look at Crosby's center of gravity, let's forget about the scoring records and all that. Let's just think about the way Crosby is along the boards. If you can emulate that. That alone makes you one hell of a player. I mean, obviously Sidney Crosby's got offensive abilities that rival anyone in the history of the game, so you can make arguments there. But, and I think that's what you got to look at. Does he protect the puck well along the boards? Can he produce offensively? And can the two find a happy medium? He's going to be back in Quebec next year, playing for a great coach in Patrick Roy. And, with Grigorenko more than likely graduating to the Buffalo Sabres, if not this year, if and when the lockout ends, then next year for sure, and possibly Adam Rene. It'll be... I don't know if Rene will be in the show next year. I can see a team giving him a 9-game look, but it'll be the 8th, 9th, 10th pick in the draft. There's going to be pressure on him to produce as the lead guy for the Ramparts, and I think he's a player that can definitely do it. And he's a support player. I mean, he's putting up points, but he's not the guy when you get guys like Grigorenko and Rene. But when push comes to shove next year, can he fulfill that role? I think he can be. I think he'll be a year further away from the knee injury, and I think that'll allow his offensive game to come to him more naturally, and I think he'll be one of the key leaders for Sweden next year at the WJC. He's too good of a player not to be. And WJC is in Sweden next year, so something to look at. That's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles on Nick Sorensen of the Quebec Remparts. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.